Slow down to about 50, full throttle. Everything goes flying. This is Hyundai's third IONIQ fully electric model, the IONIQ 9. It's a large 7-seat SUV, 110 kilowatt hour battery, 2 electric motors, 157 kilowatts and 350 Newton meters each, combining to produce 314 kilowatts and 700 Newton meters. One of the quickest standard factory Hyundai models, I guess you could say. 5.2 seconds, 0 to 100 claim. I guess the biggest problem with this is there a demand for this? Because its sister brand or sibling brand, Kia, has the EV9, and sales of that haven't been that good. It's about 20 to 30 units per month, 165 units so far this year, the first half of the year up to through June. Compare that to the Kia Sorento, it's 5,100 sales, so it's a very small fraction. I mean, you could argue these are a bit more luxurious in terms of features and equipment, but also the way that they're electric, so they're very quiet and refined. But yeah, I just don't think there's a huge market for it. But Hyundai is offering this anyway for an option, and it's good to see that they're expanding its range. So you've got such a massive variety now from the Hyundai showroom. In terms of the design, it looks definitely very distinctive, and the way the back or the roof line curves down, it's got that kind of boat tail. It looks like it's going fast or pouncing along even when it's standing still. But yeah, I do think it does have some sort of awkwardness to it as well. It's very long and it doesn't seem that wide. They've actually chopped the guards there that kind of, I don't know, if it just bolstered out a little bit, it might actually look a bit fatter and a bit more, I don't know, aggressive, I guess. And being an electric vehicle, there's no grille at the front. It's got this kind of pixelated design theme behind a transparent piece of trim. And of course, Hyundai's latest pixelated lighting as well, with the headlights down below, vertical stacked. It's good to see some decent tyres on this. 285 45s on a 21-inch rim. Plenty of traction there, considering this is a big, heavy vehicle with lots of power. It's got the trademark aerodynamic door handles, so these will pop in when you lock it, as per usual with EVs these days. I do actually like the colour options that Hyundai is providing. It's not just a sea of black, grey and white. It's got this kind of forest green. It does have a bit of what looks to be silver or goldy tinge to it, metallic. Yeah, it just gives it a nice rich look, and it stands out on the road. At the back, you've almost got this kind of Volvo theme going on with the taillights, the way they run down the D-pillar, and then it's joined all the way across full width. That's definitely very unique. Inside is probably the star of the show. It's very airy and open. You've got two-tone themes. You actually got a few different options for the color trim as well, so you can play around with that. You've got an Ottoman style leg rest, even for the driver. So when you're charging the vehicle, you can sit back and relax, have a little sleep if you want to. Definitely very modern and practical, as per usual with Hyundai models. You've got a tray down there, wireless charger, cup holders, another little tray there as well. And then the usual twin screens across the dash on a curved panel. It does unfortunately come with the driver monitoring camera as per the latest safety regulations. You can program this star button to take you straight to the driver assistance page, so you can turn everything off if you want to. Speed limit warning, driver attention monitoring and all of that, I've got that switched off. The problem with Hyundai Kia models lately I'm seeing is this driver monitoring camera doesn't turn completely off. Like I've yawned before, I've had it all turned off and then yawned and it all comes back on again because it thinks that, you know, you're tired or whatever, but you know, yawning is a bodily function. I don't think it needs to turn back on. If I've decided to turn it off, it should stay off in my opinion. But it is good to see the climate functions down on a separate panel, so you can easily just adjust the temperature, fan speed and air conditioning and all of that on the go without having to dive into the complicated or, you know, in-depth screen. It is a decent screen though, I don't mind Hyundai's latest system. You've got a kind of grid layout for the usual apps, then you can go into the settings and you've got even more sort of grid layout. It's not too complicated where you've got menus spiraling off everywhere. It's all quite linear and consistent. Pretty cool trim across the dash as well. This panel here, it looks like it's just silver painted plastic, but it's actually almost soft touch. It's like there's a piece of, you know, clear film over the top. It's got this almost rubbery feel to it. Just adds to the refinement, I guess, and it might absorb a little bit of sound as well, make it sound not so well, less tinny than other rivals. And in the back, you've got these massive doors opening up to a very generous rear seat space. This second row does slide on rails as well, so you can adjust where you want the most leg room, the third row or the second row. Got the usual flip down armrest, full climate control pretty much, hidden USB ports on the sides there, and then adjustments for the passenger seat if you want to sit back and relax. Easy to pop the second row forward, just hit that button and it all flips up. And then up the back here, I've actually got a decent amount of room. This is probably one of the most spacious, this style of crossover 7-seater SUV that I've been in a while, because my head, look, is nowhere near the ceiling. I mean, I'm only 170 centimeters, but still, even if I was 180, I think it would be okay. My knees are up against the second row, but don't forget you can slide this forward a little bit. That's probably in its rearmost position. I don't actually know. Yeah, it's getting close to the rearmost position there. So you could just slide that forward a bit and I'd actually be pretty comfortable. You've got cup holders and a USB port as well. Pretty easy to get in and out of, like the floor is totally flat and you can just step out. It's almost like a people mover or a van. And then up at the back, you've got 338 litres of boot space, even with the third row up. That's pretty good for this class. It's more than a Volvo EX90, for example. You could fit, definitely the family's worth of school bags in there, no problem. But if you need to, you can pop down the rear seats electronically with the buttons on the sides. All right, we'll go for a bit of a drive. I'm here as part of the official media launch event. I won't be doing the full performance testing, but we can try and do a 0 to 100 run somewhere around on the country road, see what it goes like. Although with electric vehicles, they usually hit the claim because there's nothing much to it. You just floor it and it goes. But I'm interested to see how it handles being a large, fully electric SUV with a big battery. So that's going to be pretty heavy. Does it feel heavy on the road? Let's go take it for a drive. Now Hyundai is pitching this as a kind of premium product, and when you look at the price tag, yeah, it ought to be, because starting from just under $120,000, it is the most expensive Hyundai ever offered in the showroom. And you do get luxury qualities in terms of, yeah, being very quiet, very refined, smooth, relaxing, comfortable, and then you've got that effortless grunt to get you moving. Is it a true luxury car though? I don't know. The materials and everything feel pretty good, but it doesn't really stand out as anything special, certainly above and beyond any of the, traditional luxury offerings. That Hyundai badge is also going to be a bit of a hurdle for some buyers. A bit like Mazda, they tried to go sort of a premium direction and it hasn't really worked. Their products are fine, they're very good, but whether they can be, a true competitor to the traditional luxury brands, I don't know. And it's the same with this. It's still a Hyundai at the end of the day. It's still got a Hyundai badge on it. Although this has the Morse code dots on the steering wheel, which apparently translate to H. What Morse code has to do with driving, I don't know, but something to tell your mates. The ride quality is very good, as per usual with Hyundai's products. It's walks a nice balance between comfort and stability. It's a little bit soft, so it absorbs the bumps, but it's not so soft that there's lots of body roll going on. There's not too many winding roads we can test it on around here, but I'll try and give you a bit of a demonstration of what it's like. Excellent power distribution as well. Like, we came up some winding roads on the way up here, and we're giving it pretty much full throttle coming out of a corner. No traction problems whatsoever. It just grips up and throws you out of the corner, which is a good thing about the any EV really. Like, you've got that instant response. I'll just slow down and show you. Slow down to about 50, full throttle. Everything goes flying, and you're just picking up to speed 100 kilometers an hour already, like straight away. You just don't get that from any combustion engine, or not many anyway. The range is officially stamped at 600 kilometers, which is quite good, even for this class. Like, the only rivals really are the Kia EV9 and the Volvo EX90, and both of those are slightly below, depending on which variant you go for and which options you have. So this, you can get the digital mirrors, which I find quite annoying. That just is a little digital screen there and a tiny mirror, which does help to improve aerodynamics, but yeah, you've got this digital screen. It just takes not only some getting used to, but you can't, you might move your head forward and you can see a bit more with a conventional mirror, whereas with the digital screen, doesn't matter how much you move your head around, that's the view you're going to get. So I don't know if I would option for that, but there are some options that you can trim this down a little bit, save some weight or whatever, but they've just got the one variant, the Calligraphy, which is fair enough. It is a very small segment at the moment in terms of being a large, fully electric 7-seat SUV. You've got a number of different driving modes to choose from, including Eco, Normal, Sport, and My Drive. And then you've got the paddle shifters as well, so you can change the level of regeneration. So basically, you put it in 0, you back off the throttle, and it will just coast along like a conventional vehicle. But then as you go through the levels, you probably can't see it on camera, but it's slowing down and applying brake pressure all the way until you get to I pedal, which is, you can come to a complete stop with that. So I'll take off my foot, just watch the speed. So no one behind me, take off my foot. That's slowing down. That's not me on the brakes. That's just slowing down using regen. So it's putting energy back into the battery. Doesn't add heaps, but if you're going down a big hill, you might like to flick it over to the I pedal mode. There's also a function where is if you're driving in, say, level 1, I like to drive in level 1. I don't like too much brake pressure because I find you end up wiping off speed, then you just got to apply power to go back up to speed again. So I like to be able to coast a little bit. Anyway, that's my personal taste. Say you're coming into a corner pretty quick, or on a spirited road, you can hold the paddle down. I'll just show you, just make sure there's no cars behind me. You can hold this paddle down and it applies the kind of I-pedal level of regeneration. So it just gives you that extra braking as you just hold it down. And you can let it go and it goes back to the normal, whatever setting you're in. Yeah, that's full throttle, plenty of grip going around there. There's a little bit of lean and a little bit of body roll, but I think it's to a certain point and then it just stops. On first impressions, yeah, like this is a quality product. There's nothing actually wrong with it. I just don't know what the demand is going to be like for something like this. I mean, that's not really a downside, I guess. It's good to have the option there. And if you don't want it, well then don't buy it. It doesn't matter. But yeah, it's kind of... So when EVs first came out, I'll just get a bit personal for a second, or personal opinion at least. When EVs first came out, when the Tesla Model 3 came along, Model S came along, I was amazed by its technology. And I don't mean amazed that I wanted to buy it, but it was just amazing. Like a very interesting, different way of doing things. It was quiet and you just, put your foot down and it starts going. It was, yeah, very interesting at the time. And then I went through a period where I didn't really like EVs because of all this sort of government push and all that sort of thing, and that they're totally eco-friendly when they're not really. But yeah, I just had this sort of negative view of them. Now I'm coming back around where I just feel like they're a bit of a novelty, and that's where I think this fits in. If you're after a fully electric SUV like this, then there's not many options available and they're quite exclusive. So yeah, why not? I'll connect the V-Box and we'll do some 0 to 100 runs. If you're wondering, I've got 58% battery, so you might get slightly better performance with a full battery. I've tested a lot of EVs over the last few years. Some of them offer better performance with a full battery and some of them don't seem to matter. I find that Hyundai products, they don't seem to matter as much, but I'll book one of these in the near future and we'll do the full performance test on the private road, and I'll make sure that the battery is quite high. We can compare the results. I mean, I'm in a different area. I'll just try and find a very flat road, 100 km/h speed limit zone.